sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google Metashare and see if it is a fit for you.
7:37. Let's get an update on the roads in the AM 560 Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
On the inbound Eisenhower at Addison Road, an earlier crash has cleared, but delays on southbound 53 start at Devon. Eastbound 390 is heavy approaching 53 and 290. The Eisenhower travel time has come down a bit. It's 58 minutes, 390 to downtown, 38 from Manheim. Eden's 22 minutes, Lake Cook to the junction. Kennedy, 40 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Stevenson runs 58 minutes, 3:55 to the drive. The Riot, 35 minutes from 95th. Seeing heavy traffic on the northbound Tri-State Plainfield Road to 47th. That's from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. Northbound Veterans Memorial delays. From 63rd to the Reagan Tollway, the Army Trail toll to Lake Street. And that's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Drizzle, fog, icy conditions in spots, thick cloud cover for the morning, high 38, partly cloudy and 16 overnight. 33 right now. Next news at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560, The Answer, online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, on TuneIn, iHeart, and radio.com. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560, The Answer.
Good Wednesday morning. Amy Jacobson here. Sean from Elmwood Park. Sean Thompson in for Dan Prof today. Thanks for coming.
Anytime. I came in specifically for this next segment because I love them and I hate them. Bring them in. We're going to bang some turnbuckles.
All right, let's get
healthcare,
straight
taxes,
to
tariffs.
Stephen Moore, noted economist, Wall Street Journal columnist, and author of Trumponomics: Inside the American First Plan to Revive Our Economy. Good morning, Steve. How are you? Stephen.
Good morning, guys. I'm headed over to the White House this morning for the big trade. They're having a big ceremony for the trade deal with China, so that's a big deal. So look for me when you see the president.
You're the guy with the dirty glasses. I never miss you.
Signing day, they call it. But so this is phase one of U.S.-China deal.
One.
What does it mean? What do we get out of it as taxpayers and consumers?
Well, it's a big deal because it does reduce the tariffs. It is Trump has won round one. Now, maybe the operative word there is one, because they're going to be this is going to be a battle that's going to go on between the United States and China for, perhaps decades. So, there's going to be around 16, 17, 22, 28. But this is a big deal. Number one, just politically, it's a big deal because Trump now has this deal signed, sealed, and delivered. It appears to be so.
Easy, Aretha. Easy, Aretha.
Oh my God.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. I heard you. I have a question.
Yeah. Well, look, my point is that in an election year, this is a big thing for Trump because it's essentially what it is. It's a truce between the United States and China. China did make some concessions. Sean, we will see whether or not China actually abides by the deal. That's the big issue. And, the Chinese government, like not the Chinese people, but the government, they lie and they cheat and they steal. And so it's very questionable about whether they will actually stick to the deal that they have agreed to here. But if they do, Amy, to answer your question about why does this matter, according to my buddy Larry Kudlow, we will see almost a doubling of American exports to China over the next 2 or 3 years under this deal. So, yeah, it's good for the economy. It's a good win for Trump. It's good for America.
But you're my only hope, Stephen. You. Because I bought your books. I really know who you are. You know what I mean? I understand. You're a fundamental capitalist. You are part of the Austrian...
You're saying you're a Steve Moore groupie.
Well, let's not get crazy.
But you're a groupie.
Here's what I'm saying.
He's wearing an I Heart Steve Moore T-shirt
I'm a Stephen
right
Moore hopeful because I realize you are in the den of populists and the schemes.
Right.
And I know that in the end, the American people are the ones that buffer the cost of the failures, right?
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
So
I knew you were going to say that.
Buffering the Cost
And
of
you have
Failures,
won, my
a
friend.
novel.
So
by
I
Sean.
listen. We can ignore the fact that Amy didn't pay 25% on her new washer and dryer. We can ignore the fact that the average 4-family Americans are costing about $2,800 in tariff expenses without the proposed 100% tariffs on the French wine and the cheese and all that. But I'm asking you, just us, no one's listening. Will there be a time when capitalism and the free flow of an economy will thrive in this country again? Because the only way, in my opinion, we break the lying, the cheating, the shy-coms is when we take so much advantage of the value they offer, we stoke the flames of freedom in Hong Kong to overthrow from within rather than these con job agreements.
Well, first of all, are you going to take your mask off and is Dan Proft's going to jump out? Because
He's getting it
Dan
from
does
me.
that.
Go ahead.
He is.
Dan does that. By the way, you also sound like my good old dear friend, the greatest economist who ever lived, Milton Friedman, because he would say exactly what you said.
Dan's hero.
Look, Trump is using American leverage to force China to stop their abusive trade practices. I've said this many times on this show, Amy, you know it. My feeling is, and I know Donald Trump and many millions of Americans agree with this, that it's hard to have a free trade agreement with a country that is stealing from you, is cheating, when you don't have a level playing field. And at the end of the day, if Trump prevails here, and I think he will, the end result will be lower tariffs. Lower tariffs. China will lower their tariffs on us. We will lower our tariffs on them.
Let's just not have any
That
tariffs.
is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but do you ever see a
And by
day
the way,
when
let
China
me
will
take
stop
down
stealing our intellectual property? I mean, is that ever going to happen?
That's a tough one. That's a very tough one because
Yeah.
the Chinese, one thing about the culture there is they just don't, they don't share the same kind of Western values of, keeping your word and right of contract and property rights. All of those things are kind of absent from the Chinese culture. It's one of the reasons that China, has not been the economic powerhouse that the United States has. But look, I do agree with your general point, which is we are the most prosperous country in the world because we do have free trade and we do have property rights and we do have low taxes and we do have, an entrepreneurial spirit in this country, which is, second to none. And look, freedom creates growth. I agree with that premise. And that's why I'm happy this trade deal is going to happen because it's going to increase freedom.
Speaking of that, help me, brother, because health care is killing me. You understand I'm paying $2,100 a month? You know what that does to my family? You know what that does to
That's
my
a
future,
mortgage payment.
my investments? All because I have the stupidity to be an entrepreneur? And I am the one left out on the grill with all of these different schemes? Is this administration going to touch that, or are they just going to give me lip service? Not the way I like it either.
Yeah, now you're starting to sound like Bernie Sanders. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want socialism. I want freedom. I'm tired of paying for all these old people and their Lipitor. Get them off. What do you think?
Is there a
I think he
question
hung up
there?
on me.
Stephen Moore, are you still there? Oh, see?
I scared him off the radio. Can't answer. He hung up on me. I take
What?
full
I
credit
mean-
for scaring Stephen Moore off of the phone today. What do you
All
think?
right,
Ed?
we'll try to effort him back.
We don't have
Thanks.
to. All right.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. NMLS ID 128231. Equal housing lender. Not licensed in all states, including New York. Offer not available in Washington. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions.
If you're a homeowner, I've got great news that could save you money. In response to rising home prices, federal housing officials have stepped in to help make mortgages more affordable. Here's how. Some mortgage loans with specific maximum amounts are backed by government agencies, and those borrowers receive lower interest rates because the government insures them. But now the government is expanding the limits of these types of loans by 10% or higher. So what does that mean for you? It means a lot of people with mortgages will now qualify for lower interest rates because of this government expansion, and they don't even know it. So how do you know if you qualify? Easy. Just speak with one of our loan agents and ask if your mortgage now qualifies for a lower interest rate because of expanding loan limits.
For a free quote, visit cashcallmortgage.com or call 800-457-6947. That's 800-457-6947. 800-457-6947.
You're a guest. You're a guest host. You're not supposed to scare our guests and our regular call-ins away. What?
Hey, don't blame me. I ask a very good, very pointed question. Stephen Moore, click. Okay. Reminds me of my prom date.
Hey, if you've thought about taking advantage of the 2-for-1 offer on the MyPillow Giza cotton sheets, I suggest you do it today because it could be over any day now. And you've heard me talk about the sheets and what a great night's sleep I get with MyPillow, and of course the soft, comfy
Liberty.
Giza cotton sheets. Do not waste
Liberty.
money on that 1,000 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets. The Giza cotton sheets are so much better, and they are half the price.
Promo code Liberty.
Promo code Amy,
Liberty.
AMY. Why? All right, what's going
I'm
on?
kicking your derriere in the promo code war. Me, winner, Liberty. The people like Liberty. Not Amy, Liberty.
Okay. Game on, brother. So if you're procrastinated about these Giza cotton
They are
sheets, no,
great.
people ask me all the time,
Oh.
like, do you love them? And I said, I love them. Peyton and Eli have them. And my dog has a MyPillow pet bed. Now we have the MyPillow towels, which are very absorbent, and they come in great, cool colors. I love all their products, and it's American made. That's
I'm a
what you
big
want to
fan of
support.
the sheets.
An American made.
Big fan.
I know.
of the
I used to
sheets.
wake up sweaty all the time. Now the sheets, they cool me off, and I love my Giza cotton sheet. Sean, what color are your Giza cotton sheets?
I always wanted to talk sheets with a 6'1" blonde. It's like a little thing of mine. We've got them in several colors, but I like the white.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I died sleeping
Okay.
on a cloud.
And you
See
said
what I
you're-
did there?
and you have a-
You can't do that. That's why they enter Liberty.
No, they enter Amy, AMY. And you said your California King bed is like sleeping on a tennis court?
It's like a tennis court, Tempur-Pedic tennis court. Love it.
Well, see, I have a MyPillow mattress topper, which if you get dirty, you can throw it in the new washer and dryer.
But you got that big oaf sleeping in there. There's no room.
2 sets of Giza sheets for the price of one. Plus, if you use the promo code Amy,
Liberty.
you'll still get deep discounts on MyPillows, those mattress toppers, the towels, anything, and free shipping. Now, all products have a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. So go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special box, and get 2 sets of Giza cotton sheets for the price of one
Liberty.
by putting the promo code
Liberty.
Amy, AMY, or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. And please tell them that Amy sent you.
The Senate trial is nearing. The Democrats want to get President Trump. You need the real facts from Newsmax TV. It's America's fastest growing cable news channel. It just beat out Bloomberg TV. So tune in at 9 a.m. Eastern to see Steve Bannon's War Room and programs with Alan Dershowitz, Mike Huckabee, Michelle Malkin, and more. Find Newsmax TV on DirecTV 349, Xfinity 1115, Dish 216, Spectrum, Optimum 102, Fios 615, Uverse 1220, Cox, and more. Just check your cable guide for Newsmax TV.
AM 560. The Answer.
Somebody just texted in. I think Stephen Moore took the Lipitor comment personally.
He's got to have high blood pressure dealing with populists.
So he's back. So he didn't hang up on you, Sean.
All right, good.
Okay,
I want an
and
answer, Stephen. Health care, baby. You going to help me? Help a brother out?
Yeah. I just want to be clear, Amy. I did not hang up on you. I hung up on Sean.
Yeah, woo!
Oh.
That's my guy.
I'm just teasing. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, you were asking me about health care. Look, the health care costs are out of control, which is surprising, right? Because it was only 6 or 7 years ago we passed something called the Affordable Care Act, which was going to make all our health care problems go away.
10
And of
years,
course,
Steve. 10 years. You've been killing me with
Has
this.
it been 10 years?
10 years, a decade.
And he pays $2,100 a month. in
Your hair
health.
was brown when they passed it, Steve. Your hair was brown.
What's your premium if you pay $2,100 a month, Sean?
My premium. You mean my deductible?
I mean your deductible.
It's
Excuse
like
me.
$15,000.
After
and I
you
had,
pay $2,100
Stephen,
a
I
month.
had Blue Cross Blue Shield with $250 deductible, right? That medical savings account. I did not conform because I am a nonconformist, and I didn't go into the silver, bronze, gold. They could shove it. So what I did is I kept mine, and they just kept cranking up my premiums. Wow. And I've never been to the doctor, Steve. I'm perfect.
You know,
there's no pre-existing anything.
I know, Sean, I'm in the same boat. I almost never, in the last 25 years, I've probably been to the doctor twice.
What is wrong with you
know, so
people?
I don't
This
use
is the
any-
difference
I don't
between
use
men and women. You guys need to go to the
But I
doctor.
need-
You need an annual checkup.
Forget about that.
Get your
I
blood
know.
drawn and all.
And you know what? Amy, I'm tired of paying for your health care costs.
Oh, I've got a lot of health care costs. Trust me.
But, Stephen, aren't we really, I mean, in all seriousness, haven't we lost the actual premise of our debate, which is there is no socialist utopia, and the more we try to get along with it, the more the people like you and me suffer. Is Donald Trump going to help me with this?
Yeah, look, here's a couple. By the way, I was starting to say before we got disconnected before that, if you listen to the Democratic debate last night, did either of you listen to it?
Yeah, of
I
course.
watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marxists on
it's like,
parade.
the government's going to take over the healthcare system, which would be wonderful. It's going to cost nothing, and the drugs are going to be free. It's like, wait a minute. Mentioning my mentor, Milton Friedman, there ain't no such thing as a free lunch. All they're going to do is make taxpayers pay higher and higher and higher taxes to pay for free healthcare. And by the way, when it's free, imagine how long it's going to take to go to the emergency room or get a doctor's appointment. So
socialized
I
medicine.
think we have to move, Sean. What we have to do is we have to put free enterprise and the free market back in healthcare. I mean, I've said this so many times that the two industries in America where prices are just spiraling out of control are, college education and healthcare, and those are both the industries that the government plays such a major role in. And I asked my liberal friends, why does the government play such a big role in healthcare and education? They say to make it more affordable. Gee, they're doing a great job. So what we need is more transparency in prices. So when you see a doctor or you get a drug or you have a hospital service, you actually know what it's going to cost, so you can be a cost-conscious consumer. Second of all, we need more competition. And third of all, we need choice. We need consumers to be able to choose the health care that they want and to shop around and buy things like we buy everything else. And none of that is operative when it comes to our health care system. And that's why the costs are spiraling out of control. But I guarantee you the quality of care, you saw what happened
it's terrible,
last week,
Steve.
the headline. Cancer, the death rates from cancer are falling dramatically. We have the best quality of health care in the world. It's just the way we pay for it is really stupid.
Well, why don't
Stephen-
you two go to the doctor?
Stephen,
Make it
even when
pledge to me right now in 2020, you're going to get an annual exam.
All right, Stephen, he might get disconnected. Stephen,
Yeah,
even when
I'm not. I'm not going to do that because my wife says if I do that, I have to get a colonoscopy, and I'm not getting a colonoscopy.
All right, right there we breach. It's breakfast time, Stephen. Anyway, listen, I believe
you'll be
even when
okay
I
getting a
disagree with
colonoscopy.
Trump that he wants to do the right thing. I think, however, he gets some bad information. I am not a Peter Navarro guy. I'm well aware of his record. I need you to get in his ear and explain to him that this money that is being seized from the entrepreneur and from the companies to buffer this cost is the only way to save the to pay off the deficit, to lower the deficit, and to maybe pay off the debt in the future. That if he were to help us, trillions of dollars could then be put back in the real economy.
Sean, what do you mean by help? What do you want him
Because
to do?
you're taking
What do you
this
want
you're taking this money that we're paying in these exorbitant premiums out of the economy. And the only way to
mean
really
for healthcare?
yes.
Yeah.
And the only way to
Yeah,
really
there's-
help us
there's no
is to
question
put it
about
back
I mean,
in it.
The high cost of healthcare are reducing wages. They're reducing salaries. The money has to come from somewhere. You're an employer, so you know that. And when we spend more and more and more money on healthcare, you've got a big problem. By the way, I have to say this. I love the drug companies. I think they were demonized last year. My God, drug companies are the ones that save millions and millions and tens of millions of lives. Why do we demonize that industry? But the industry I can't stand is the health insurance industry. The health insurance companies are the ones that got in bed with Obama and passed Obamacare. And it's been a disaster. And by the way, if the Democrats have their way, we're going to have a single payer system where there won't be any health insurance companies. And the insurance companies, though, they rob you. I mean, the only time I've ever had medical expenses, as I said, for the last 25 years, I've had very few. They don't want to pay the bill.
Let's
I'm
not,
like, wait a minute, I paid
Steve.
Oh, I know.
I got
Fighting
the
that.
line, Steve. I got the line for you to give Trump. Let's not double down on stupid. That whenever he's talking about Democrat policies in healthcare, tell him to repeat that. It's a big winner. You're free to use it. I may charge you later.
All right, Stephen Moore, have fun at the White House today, and thank you so much for joining us and for calling back.
Okay.
Stephen Moore,
Okay,
noted economist, Wall Street Journal columnist, and author of Trumponomics, and an all-around good guy. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of nature, changing the world one life at a time.
I just want to tell you that I can't believe what this has done, and I've only been taking it for, a couple of months? I don't know. I got to the point where I was very discouraged, and my energy was down, and I tell you, my wife says this